Good morning. Good morning, my friends. I will give my friends a few moments to join me here on live stream and in the Better Days private group, which is where this streams live every second and fourth Saturday of the month. And let's see, are we there yet? There we are. Okay. So I want to jump right in today. And excuse my voice, I think allergies or something has jumped on me and it's taking my voice today. So listen to the words and not my voice, okay? So I am Veronica Burnett, your speaker, advocate, and coach for healthy relationships. I am the owner of Better Days, also known as HERSAC, Healthy Empowered Relationships Speaker, Advocate, and Coach Enterprises. I know that's a lot. So HERSAC Enterprises, also known as Better Days. And I just believe that no matter what we've gone through in life, as long as we believe that there is a better day coming, we have something to hope for and something to reach for. Um, when we don't have that hope, then we stay in a space of turmoil and hurt. But when you look for a better day, bitterness falls away, um, doubt falls away, and you begin to see life through a different lens. So I don't know why I got that. Whoever it's for, just remember that your better day is right there waiting for you to make the decision that you want it. And you can absolutely have it. All right. So today we are going to talk about, oh my gosh, my notes. I was reviewing my notes and I never turned back. Repositioning without a plan can be hazardous. Repositioning without a plan can be hazardous. So, why do I say that? I say that because when you start out in life or when you start out trying to make things different for yourself, if you don't have a plan in place, you are just haphazardly going through life. You are existing. You are doing things that may not yield fruit. It's like you're spinning your wheels and going nowhere fast. And so it's my belief and from my experience that having a plan, at least written down, it pushes you. It shows you a roadmap to where you might want to go. So before I get a little ahead of myself, let me go back to my notes. You know, I always have notes because I am the teacher in my head, right? All right. So repositioning requires direction, not perfection. Let me say it again. It requires direction, not perfection. And I say that because I don't want anyone to feel like you have to do this perfectly or you completely fail. Or if you don't do every step perfectly, then you just scrap the whole thing. No, that is not it. Perfectionism needs to go out of the window. It needs to go out of your vocabulary, out of your mindset. Nothing in this life is perfect. No plan is perfect. But if you have a plan, then your chances of reaching your destination or your goal or that space in life that you want to be is greater with a plan. So when you're ready to make some changes of any kind, you can't just do it. You know, you can't just do it without the risk of getting extremely hurt, unnecessary failure, falling flat, or worse, returning to that thing that you desire to leave. Whatever that thing is, whatever that space is, or that person, situation, relationship, job. If you don't have a plan and you just jump out there, let me tell you, you can fall flat. I know of a young lady who her desire was to change her career first, and then her desire was to be a stay at home mom until her children were older. Well, she didn't have a plan in place. She just knew that that's what she wanted to do, and she up and quit her job. So it's been 4 years since she quit her job, and now her household is in um, is struggling financially and emotionally, and the relationship is struggling because there was no plan in place. There was no conversation with a roadmap in place for them to say, hey, let's build up this nest egg first before you leave your job. Or let's put these things in place. What about school? What about reaching out to other jobs that you can take that leads you to that desired career that you want to be in? But that conversation didn't happen. So extreme hurt, extreme disappointment, all of those things because there was no plan in place. Okay. So that's just one example of how a plan in place could help and could minimize the damage on the back end, on the front end. So if we continue on, it's like if you decide I want to swim across the Atlantic, but you've never taken a swim class in your life. Think about what might happen within the first 5 to 10 minutes. You're not going very far, especially if you're not in shape for it. Your cardiovascular system is not up for it. Your lung capacity is not up for it. But you want to swim across the country. So, the Atlantic. So, no. The first thing you do, you take swim lessons, you get cardio, you learn from those who have done it. And it will take time to get to that point, but you make a plan to get there. That's what I'm saying. So when you start out with your plan, and I think today's session may be a little shorter, but that's okay as long as you get what you came for, okay? So again, you have to have a plan and a strategy, but with that, you have to be committed and intentional about it, okay? Committed and intentional about the plan and about the steps that you must take. And of course, with that, you have to have make smart goals, make smart decisions. And you all know that the acronym SMART, okay? Um, so if you desire to move forward and you want to reposition yourself, here are some steps that you need to take, all right? And there are 9 or 10 of them. I'll see how many I can get through without my voice leaving me. So the first thing you want to do is think about where you are right now. And if where you are right now is not where you want to be long term, if that is not, let's just say it's your job and you don't see yourself working that job into retirement. So what do you do now? Think about where you are right at this moment and think, what would it cost me if I stay where I am? What would it cost me? Would it cost your peace? Would it cost your joy? Would it cost your sanity? Would it disrupt your home? Would it cost you, your job? Because sometimes if you stay too long in any place, you can voluntarily separate or you can involuntarily separate. So think about what it will cost you if you stay. And when you get to that point where you've decided, I don't want to be here, you think about it. Is this the place where I want to reside forever? Or make the decision to say, I don't want to be in this place anymore. And think about at that point, what's next? And if you don't know what's next, or if you don't have that big desire or dream sitting there that you pushed down so long ago, it's all right. Sit with that for a moment and think about what brings you joy. What brings you joy? It doesn't have to be something tangible that you desire to have. It can be something as simple as peace of mind. It could be, and that's a huge thing, okay? That's huge for so many people, especially today. Peace of mind. I want a better relationship with my children or with my mother or with my spouse. I want to be in a relationship. I want to have better money financial management skills. But think about where you want to be and think about what brings you joy. Is it seeing your kids every day during school, or picking them up or dropping them off, being with them when they come home from school? I can remember when my mom she was laid off from her job years and years and years ago. And she was home for about 18 months. That was like the best 18 months of my teenage years because my mom was home every day. So we had breakfast during the day. I think I was a young adult then. We had breakfast every day, and she enjoyed preparing things for us. She enjoyed being in her home and taking care of us. Did she want to work again? Absolutely, she did. But the time that we had with her at home, where I knew I could go home for lunch and see my mom's face, or come home from work and or school and dinner was ready, or just my mom's presence being there without the stress of a job and all of the people that brought tension to her life. That was good for her to take that break, you know? So sometimes not having that peace in front of you, not having that stress in front of you is better for you. I mean, the cost of losing a job was, tremendous for her, but the peace she gained, the joy she gained from being home with her kids for, like I said, 18 months, but she went on back to work. She went back to work. Anyway, let me keep going. So you decide whether you want to reside there or you're ready to move on. And once you make that decision, then you come up with a strategy for getting there. All right. So I want to read you this quote that I found, and I'm paraphrasing. All right. It says, "Your plan is the bridge from where you are to where you're going." Your plan is the bridge from where you are to where you're going. So you know where you are. You have a great idea of where you want to go. In between is your plan. In between is your strategy. So, do you want a career change? Do you want education advancement? A shift in your relationships? A new relationship? A better relationship with God? You want to break habits? You want to adopt new habits? You want to break cycles? What do you do on this bridge to get you from where you are to where you want to go? Is it reaching out to a financial planner? Is it being a part of mastermind groups that work with women and men on breaking habits that they had in relationships so that they can develop new patterns and new habits for healthier relationships? Is it reading more books? Spending time with God and having a closer relationship with Him? What will it require from you? Will it require, I need to pray more? I need to meditate more? I need to read more? I need to look at the things that He's done. I need to be more grateful. Grateful. Did I say grateful? Grateful. I need to be more aware of His presence in my life. Those are the things. I need to worship more. I need to praise more. But what are the steps in between that need to happen? And here's the thing, that the piece that we need to remember. Even though we have this bridge in place, even though we have the plan in place, know that there will be roadblocks, there'll be setbacks, there'll be distractions. All of those things will come up. But the thing is, you have a plan that when you fall off, you can get back on and pick up where you started, where you left off. That's the benefit of having a plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't know if you've fallen off track. You don't know if you've veered off the right path and gone onto a different path that's going to lead you somewhere else because you don't have a plan. And let me just say this, even with your plan, you may have it scheduled, written out A to Z, and you may want to go in order A, B, C. Guess what? You may do A and then F and then jump back up to C and then go down to M, because that's the way the universe, that's the way God is designing it to be. When he's putting resources in your life and say, no, daughter, I need you to do this part first. It's going to benefit you when you get to C. But this piece over here, you need to have done right now because it's available to you right now. Do this first. And then we come back to this. The understanding there may not be there at that moment, but if you follow his guidance and follow his plan for you, it'll all fall in place because that whole bridge is there and everything that he's giving you is divinely orchestrated, even if you do it out of order. Even if you do it out of order. So do more of what brings you joy, even while you're working your plan. You don't want to be so ingrained in it that you can't be reached, that you don't have fun along the way. This journey to where you want to go has to bring joy to you. So do more of what brings you joy. Pay attention to the people around you. Pay attention to yourself most of all and how you're feeling during the process. If something is going on in you and you're unsettled about it, reach out for help and assistance in it. And don't be afraid to ask for help on each step if need be. I know when I started out, I talked to my girlfriend. Her name is Tasha. I'll tell y'all Tasha. So I reached out to Tasha and I'm like, listen, I need you to hold my hand through this because I'm breaking cycles. I'm changing my attitude. I'm changing the way I look at things, but I can't do this by myself. I don't know all the steps. I just know I don't want what I've been doing. And I want to do something different. So I need you to check me when I'm falling off. And I need you to help me when I'm moving along and I'm stumbling. All right. So make sure, I don't know who that's for, but make sure you have someone in your corner that you can reach out to. And then I want you to be committed to the steps that's required. Like when you know that you're on a certain step and it requires you to dig in deep. For me, part of it was forgiveness. And I was like, are you serious, God? I have to go back and forgive a person from 20, 30 years. It was challenging for me. One of the things I did was I called someone that I messed over that person so bad. But I know I want something different in my life. So I've reached out. I found this person, like I really did a stalker type thing. I found this person. I reached out to them in their DM and I was like, hey, can we talk? And so they gave me their number and I called and I was like, you know what I did to you however many years ago was so wrong. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I see what I did. I know it was wrong. And I apologize to you. And I hope that you'll accept my apology. Just like that. They did. It doesn't happen that way for everyone. But I had to get that off of me and ask for forgiveness. And then I had to go and forgive other people who I wasn't able to find them, but I had to forgive in my heart. That's a step in my process. That's a step on my bridge to get me to my better relationship and my better days. So good morning. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to put whatever you want to put in the Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I'm trying. This is an everyday journey, and I'm here for all of it. I am. So yeah, I had to go and forgive. That was a piece in my journey. And so I talk about that in my Better Days Vision Journal, the first 3 steps: acknowledgement, forgiveness, and being intentional. And we'll get to the intentional piece in a minute. But forgiveness was the second piece. In the beginning of what I talked about, I said, you have to look at where you are. That's acknowledgement right there. Acknowledge where you are. Don't feel bad about where you are. Don't beat yourself up for where you are. But when you decide that I don't want to reside here anymore, that's a good place to be. You get agitated if you try to stay too long. And once you come into the knowledge, yeah, this doesn't work for you anymore. You get uncomfortable. And when you start getting that nudge from God, like, yeah, you need to move now. It's time to move. And all you have to do is start asking him for strategy, asking him for direction, and he'll give it to you. I promise he'll give it to you. So the next thing, all right, so the next thing, be committed to your steps, all the steps that's required. Don't negate them, all right? It may seem uncomfortable, but again, ask for help and assistance, all right? But stay committed to it. Don't fall off just because you don't like it and it's uncomfortable. And like for me, I almost gagged, but but stay the course. That's what I'm telling you. And then get support, an accountability partner, okay? This accountability partner is so important because no one can get through this life by themselves. No one can do this by themselves. We need other people. We were designed to be in relationship with other people, not all romantic, but coexist, with other people. And there's so many people out there who can know more than you, who have been in the process that you're in, but you won't know until you say something. And then it's at that moment or in that time frame that you start to come across people who can help you and don't mind sharing with you. Find yourself a mentor if you have to, someone who's doing what you want to do. Find yourself an accountability partner. Now, I'm going to put a pause right here. Accountability partners have to see that where you're going, like they have to believe in you. They have to believe in where you're going and be supportive of that. Not the accountability partners that go, girl, you can sit out today and tomorrow if you want to. You don't have to do that. That's not an accountability partner. Your accountability partner is somebody like me. When you tell me that you're going to do something or you desire to do something, I am calling you. I am texting you. Hey, what you do today? Did you do this today? Did you do that today? Well, did you reach out to so-and-so? Let's sit down and make a plan. I am the one. So my friend Sasha can tell you when she told me about her desire to do Wellness Matters, an organic it's an organics company. And so just go to her website. You'll see everything she does, from the turmeric shots to the elderberry syrup and these rose petal salves. Oh my gosh, the rose petal salve is wonderful. I'm going to leave that there. Go to wellnessmatters.com, wellnessmatters.com. wellnessmatters.com. You'll see everything there. That's the only shout out I'm giving because she's been there for me. But she's been my accountability partner and I've been hers in business, mine in life, because sometimes I struggle with my faith. Sometimes I struggle with doubt. Sometimes I struggle with, okay, I know I heard what God said, but can you confirm this? And I do. I go to her and then she'll say, Ronnie, you know what he said to you. You know what God said to you. Now, why are you being stubborn? That's an accountability partner, someone who is going to hold your feet to the fire, especially when it's something that you should be doing. God has said you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be working and walking in your purpose. When you have that accountability partner, they won't let you fall off. Now they give you grace to fall, but your accountability partner should be right there in the trenches with you. Okay. That's all I'm saying about accountability partners. And I talk more about it in my book. And I said, I share with my accountability partner that I have to follow through on because I know I don't. Oh, I share with her things that I know I need to follow through on, but I won't if I don't tell her. So ask yourself what decisions need to be changed. So if I know that I need to do something, I will tell her just so that she can hold me accountable to doing it. Because I will say, okay, well, I know I'm supposed to do it, but I changed my mind. I'm not going to do it. And she will say, Ronnie, you already know. Let's do this. And she gets right in the trenches with me. That's accountability, okay? And then I want you to pray and then act. Pray and then act. And you can pray in the beginning, yes. Pray during the process of writing your plan, yes. But when you get ready to start, I need you to pray about this and ask God to be with you every step of the way. Ask him to open your ears so you can hear him when he says, daughter, don't go that way. Daughter, make this left or make this right. Talk to that person. He uses my daughter often. When I was looking for a place to live, I was everywhere, okay? So one day I'm taking her to school and she said, Mommy, turn down this street. This is a shortcut. Now this little girl was 6 at the time. And I was like, what do you know about this road? How do you know this is a shortcut? It was, but I didn't realize it was. So Holy Spirit says, just make that left turn. I turned, never saw these places before, never saw these apartments before, but I did that day. And I wrote down the number and I called later and I went online and everything. When I tell you everything fell in place for me, I did not have to do the work. Everything fell in place. I talked to him. I asked him to direct me. And I knew that that was one of the things on my bridge to getting a better day. So if you're just joining me, I talked about having a bridge. Your bridge is your plan, and it is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So in between, getting my own place again was a step on my bridge to getting to my better day. And he used my daughter. So I had to listen. Yes, she's little, but I had to listen. You don't know who he's going to use, who he's going to speak through, what he's going to speak through. There could be messages everywhere, but you want your eyes open and your ears open. And that comes through being connected to him and praying and meditating and having the strong desire to hear from him. All right. So pray and act. And in the journal, I have right here, I'm going to read to you what I wrote because I don't remember everything I write. Anything worth having requires an investment on our part. A consistent and voluntary investment is required. And when God is in the middle, it takes a willing obedience. A willing obedience. That means, and I'm not kidding, it's right here at the bottom of the page, okay? It takes willing obedience. It takes you saying, God, I want to make these changes. I want to do these steps. And then when he gives you the steps, you have to do it. In your heart, you know you need to do it. In your mind, you make the decision to do it. And then you do it. We have free will. You can choose not to, but think about what it will cost you if you don't. What will it cost you if you don't keep moving forward? Will it cost you peace? Will it cost you a major setback? Will it cost you your life spiritually and physically? Think about the cost of not being obedient. Weigh that out. I'm going to choose obedience, okay, willingly, because he can make you do it, but why? Be obedient. All right. And then I only have a couple more. Remain focused. Remain focused. Remain focused. Those distractions are out there and we all get distracted by something. Even when you're studying and your phone buzzes and then you're on your cell phone or looking on social media for another hour when you could have been studying, when you could have been taking a class, when you could have been working on your craft, when you could have been writing out your business plan. But we get distracted. It happens. But when you realize that you're distracted, get back on course. Right where you left off. Get back on course. Don't beat yourself up. And then be mindful of what the distractions are in your life. If it's a person and you know you are not supposed to talk to that person because they will throw you all the way off, honey, block that number. The block on your phone and on social media is a wonderful thing, okay? Unfollow people if you need to. Distractions can be you comparing yourself to someone else, you comparing your growth to someone else, you comparing your right now to somebody else's right now. You don't know what their bridge looked like to get them to their right now. You don't know if they're in the middle of their bridge. But that distraction of comparison, it will throw you off course every time. So we're leaving comparison right where it is for someone else. The only people you need to compare is yourself today versus yourself yesterday. That's it. And see how far you've come. That's it. That's it. Nobody else. Distractions, roadblocks, all of those things can come up, but you get back on track and remain focused and committed and dedicated to your goals. That's one of my problems. Okay, Miss, we had those, and I've had those. That problem of comparison. Is that what you're talking about? Comparing myself to one of my girlfriends, and I'll say it was Tasha. I'll say this so you know why I bring her name up so much. Latasha and I have been friends. Okay. Latasha and I have been friends since we were 7 years old. 7. I'm not going to tell you our age, but this has been a long time. But she learned things and implemented things in her life that I didn't learn. And I fell into. And so one of the things was she's great at money management. When I tell you she's great, I envied her because she was so great at it. And I was absolutely horrible at it. And I compared myself because we're the same age. And I'm like, I should be where she is. I should be doing this. And why can't I have this? And so I would go out and try to do things that she did. Let me tell you something. I fell flat on my face every time, because I didn't do it the way she did it, because it wasn't I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know the steps. And I didn't even know that I needed this bridge to get me there. So I sat and I talked with her and I told her how I felt. And she was so sweet to me. She listened and she was like, Ronnie, I love you. And whatever you need, I'll help you. I am not going to cry on here. But it wasn't like, I can't believe you compare yourself to me. It was, I love you and I'm going to help you. And she did. She did. But I had to stop comparing myself to her and say, my journey is my journey. Where I am is mine. And I need to see where I am and look at where I want to go, because no two lives are the same. There are no carbon copies. I am uniquely and divinely, fearfully created. Me. There's no one else like me. There's no one else like you, ma'am. Nobody else. And truthfully, someone else could be comparing themselves to where you are right now or where you were. But we're not going to do that anymore. That comparison thing keeps us stuck and stagnant. It keeps us from reaching out for help so that we could be better. It keeps us from growing because we take our eyes off of God and what He has for us and who He's created us to be. Because we start looking at what He created as somebody else. And truthfully, we don't even know what they do to get where they are or how they move. Or even if it's a facade, they could be dressed to the nines and have no furniture in their home. And I'm not making fun of anybody with no furniture in their home, because they could be starting out. What I'm saying is we don't know what it looks like behind closed doors. We don't know what they carry in their hearts, or what turmoil they go through in their minds, or what mindset shifts they had to make in order to get to where they are. But no longer will we carry that. We will break that right now. We will break that curse. We will break that mindset. We will throw it off, cast it into the sea of forgetfulness. We will no longer carry ourselves and think and as less than anybody else. And we will no longer compare ourselves. We will see ourselves as who God created us to be. That's what we will do. And we're going to run yes, ma'am, in Jesus' name. We're going to run after what he has for us. There's a purpose out there for us. That's what we lean into. That's what we desire to have. We lean into what he's given us for our purpose. And it's okay if you don't know today. Start thinking about what brings you joy. Because sometimes, a lot of times, what brings us joy is where our purpose lies. What brings me joy is getting on here on Saturday mornings and talking to people. I love to talk, okay? When I have something to say. I love to talk. I love being around people. And my mom used to pick on me when I was, well, not pick on me, but she would tell people I talked so much when I was little. And she would wake up in the middle of the night and I'm talking to my dolls. I'm talking in my sleep. That's how much I talk. And my poor baby girl, she picked that up from me. But I love talking. Like I talked to strangers on the bus when I was little, but that's what I love doing. And so now God has shown me that, you know, your love for talking, your love for being around people, your love for serving and helping people, I'm going to use that to show you your purpose in this life. And then once I show you your purpose, I'm going to show you how to get there. So my purpose, becoming a life coach and becoming the owner of HerSac and Better Days, is all divinely created and orchestrated. I need you to do this. I need you to do that on this bridge. And sometimes I was uncertain on that bridge. It's okay. I leaned in anyway. God, show me. I need you to talk to me. I need you to confirm what I'm feeling. Yes or no, right or left, up or down. I need to hear from you on this step right here. Can you put some people in my path that'll help me? Show me. Do y'all know he's put people in front of me? People I've seen for years, went to church with for years, but I didn't know that they were doing what he said I need to be doing. And all I had to do was, I can remember being on Tasha again. She gifted me and Shelby, my daughter, with a week stay in West Virginia. I don't know, wherever. So we went, and I knew that time away was going to be a time of purpose and a time of preparation for where he's taking me. So I took my notebooks. I took plain notebooks, plenty of pens, my books, and I sat there and I was like, I'm open, God. I need to hear from you. I came back with a plan, and one of those plans was to call a certain company. And I did. I was scared, y'all, but I did it. And when I did, they were like, yes, please come. Please come. And I did. It was a wonderful experience. And so now he's given me more steps along the way to build this thing where I am self-sufficient, a standalone life coaching business and enterprise. Yes, HerSac Enterprises has many different things under it, but there are different steps that I need to take so that it's a standalone, all in all, what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It's steps along the way, y'all, from where I am. I'm a full-time employee for almost 20 years. My desire is to be full-time entrepreneur. I'm moving along the steps on my bridge, and I want you to do the same thing too. Whatever it is that you desire to have in this life, you can have it. You have to believe it. It takes that strong belief, even when nobody else around you believes. When you know that you know that you know, it doesn't matter. He'll send one person to believe. If I need to be that one person, I believe that whatever he's giving you to do, you can do it. You are purposed to do it. You are designedly created to do it. He has given you everything you need to create a better life. He's given you everything you need to create the life that you want. You get to choose it. You get to choose whether you stay here or here. That's it. You make the decision. I hope you choose the path that leads you to that purpose. I hope you choose the life and the bridge that leads you to your desired goals and your designed and divine destination. That's what I hope you choose. All right. So remember, your plan is your bridge. So I want you to sit down if during your me time, your quiet time, start writing out your plan. And in your plan, write your A. Like, yes, I'm still the Roman numerals one. Write your one, your big goal, your big plan. Then A, write down what steps in there you need to take. It could be micro steps, but I'm telling you, write it all down. If you need to do a vision board, do a vision board. If you need help with that, I will absolutely help you. A lot of what I talked about today, and I'm not selling anything, I'm just letting you know, a lot of what I talked about today is in my Better Days Vision Journal. And you can get that as an ebook if you just reach out to me. And you can Cash App it. You can go to my website and purchase it. But it's in here. And I think it is a great read. It is what God gave me to start my life again after leaving a hurtful situation some years ago. And it's gotten me to this place today where I feel free and I feel happy. I feel content. And I know full well that there's more for me out there, but today I feel like I'm whole and I have nobody to thank but God. And so he gifted me with the words to put in this journal and share with other people. He told me to share my voice, and that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing my voice. So if you want to get a copy of it, you let me know. It really is a journal. There are questions, there are journal prompts, there's space in here to write. There are many questions in here, a very short read, but I think it's essential for starting your life over. It's essential for repositioning. It's essential for if you're trying to break cycles and habits. It's essential. And so, but that's all I have for you. I thank you, ladies, for joining me. I'm not going to say your name because you didn't grant StreamYard permission to see your name. But if you have any other questions, feel free to DM me. We can talk offline. So to reach me, you can send me an email at info@veronicaburnett.com. If you forget that, go to veronicaburnett.com or come right here in the Better Days private group. Send me a DM there or post a question on here, right? I look to see you all on the 4th Saturday. I do not remember what the date is, but I'll see you again on the 4th Saturday. And remember, every Wednesday in the Better Days private group, we have a quick chat. Sometimes it's 15 minutes and sometimes it is 30 to 40 minutes. Just never know with how good the conversations are going. Oh, and remember, I'm going to bring back my good friend, Michelle Jackson, with Crucial Community Conversations. She is the owner and founder of Reasons to Hope Foundation in Washington, D.C. And we will be talking a little about the epidemic of the opioid epidemic in D.C. It's a really good conversation. We're going to be on here one Saturday for Coffee, Tea, and Me, and we're going to have one Wednesday in the private group where we're going to talk about it. Feel free to join us because the more you know, the more you can help someone else. Knowledge is key to everything. So I hope that you will join us, have your friends to join us. And let's see, what else? Oh, how to reposition yourself and thrive. 4-week intensive starts tomorrow on the 11th at 7 p.m. And you just need to enroll. Reach out to me if you have questions about it. And yeah, that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. I hope you make time for yourself and let me know your progress. I really want to hear from you. All right. Take care. Ciao for now.